The sub 4 mile is one of the most celebrated milestones amongst distance runners in track and field history. This great achievement is indeed a great accomplishment, especially when done by a high school athlete. This makes a great prospect and shows hope for a promising future. What's good, everybody? It's the GOAT Aaron Brown, and before this video starts, be sure to follow me on Instagram. It's linked down below in the description. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and also, if you appreciate the videos that I make, be sure to become a member of my channel by hitting the link down below in the description and also hitting the subscribe button. Let's jump straight into it. In 1965, as a junior in high school, Tim Danielson of Chula Vista, California, approached this mark by running 4:08, and the next season, he exploded. June 11th, 1966, at the San Diego Invite, he became the second high school athlete ever, only behind Jim Ryan, running a blistering 3:59.4 to conclude his senior season. He was the #1 distance runner to ever come out of California, paving the way for many sub-4 milers that followed in the future. By 1971, Danielson had stepped away from track and completely vanished from the public eye. But far from being forgotten, he became one of American track and field's most enduring mysteries. In November 2010, Danielson was named one of San Diego's 50 greatest high school athletes. It took months to reach out to him and invite him to a reunion of Southern California's top high school runners. Then 2 months before the reunion, he phoned in while riding his mountain bike, confirming that he would love to attend the event. A shoe designer and track archivist, Cerner, began corresponding with Danielson. He prepared some celebratory memorabilia for the reunion: a picture of Danielson and other runners on a computer mouse pad, a pint glass bearing his name, a kind of baseball trading card that recorded Danielson's best marks from high school. Cerner also made a DVD showing Danielson victories in California State Mile Championship in 1965 and 1966. His face placid, his arms swaying slightly, and his legs carrying him to an easy victory. The clarity was unusual. Many races from that era were grainy and filmed without a zoom lens. Danielson graciously thanked Cerner. "I feel like I should pay you for your work," Danielson wrote in an email on May 5, 2011. "It doesn't seem fair that all of this is for free." Later that May, the correspondence stopped. Danielson must have been busy at work, Cerner figured. No big deal. Danielson had the details about the reunion. Everyone would be excited to see him in July. Then 3 weeks before the reunion, Cerner received a cascade of emails from friends. It was 45 years, almost to the day after Danielson's milestone run. Danielson would not be attending the reunion. One email said blandly, another one more anonymously, "Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I just heard Tim Danielson just killed his wife and tried to kill himself."
A Lakeside man says this anti-smoking drug may be to blame for him killing his ex-wife. Call it the Chantix defense. And as 10 News reporter Allison Ash discovered, the judge will let it be used.
This is where it happened more than 2 years ago. When deputies arrived at the lakeside home shared by Tim Danielson and his ex-wife Ming Chi, they found the couple in an upstairs bedroom. Chi was dead of gunshot wounds and Danielson was near death from breathing in the fumes of a gas generator. Testimony in Danielson's preliminary hearing showed he admitted to the murder both verbally and in emails. Now as his trial approaches, this.
Some people have had changes in behavior.
10 News has learned Danielson was taking the widely advertised stop smoking drug Chantix, and his defense attorney Paul Finkst will bring in experts to testify that the drug has a track record of causing hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions.
Mental defenses are not very popular, but it sounds to me like it's the only defense there is, and even that defense has been so restricted, in the last 25 or 30 years in California.
Criminal defense attorney Jan Ronas isn't privy to the facts of the case, but says diminished capacity, that a person couldn't think straight because of a reaction to drugs, alcohol, or anything else, is no longer easy to prove in California law, since the so-called Twinkie defense was used to convict Harvey Milk's killer, Dan White, of a lesser charge.
Previously it was called diminished capacity, now it's called diminished actuality.
Which is harder to prove. So although the Chantix Lawsuit Center's website reports dozens of settlements against the drug company that manufactures it and claims it causes aggressive behavior, it may be a more difficult jump for Danielson to claim the drug made him do it. And we learned this afternoon that Danielson is expected to take the stand here to tell jurors how that drug affected him. So stay tuned. This could get interesting. We're live in El Cajon. Allison Ash, 10 News.
On the night of June 12, 2011, Danielson was accused of killing his third wife, who was only 48 years old. 3 years later, in 2014, he was convicted of killing his wife in the first degree and was sentenced to 50 years to life in prison. So it was officially clear that Tim Danielson had went from high school phenom, second ever to run the sub 4 mile barrier in high school, to a cold killer.